Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of GT History, the video series where I present to you some of the craziest moments of the most capitalist MMO out there, Growtopia. Today's video is about somebody every OG player remembers, WickEr10. Also, I found a really special world, but more on that later. WickEr10 is a player who started playing Growtopia in April 2013 and went on to become Growtopia's most famous YouTuber with over 380,000 subscribers. His real name is GenieYT, which obviously inspired his in-game name. He's born on July 20th, 1998, and now he's 22 years old and he's from Indiana in the USA. In a forum post, he told us that Phone Cats originally inspired him to play Growtopia, who obviously was another great content creator for Growtopia. So what did WickEr do when he first started playing the game? Well, his first world that he logged is called Wiki World. You can still go there and check it out. It's pretty cool. Also, he then started another world called Grow Packs, which is basically a wiki world for every store pack. And it became really popular because in 2013 you couldn't find much information on the game online. He also built the world called Mountain Climb. And back then the world Legendary Mountain didn't even exist yet, so maybe the developers Seth and Hamumu took some inspiration from his world. After a while he started buying ATMS, which he was famous for owning a ton of. In 2013 there was a moment when WickEr almost quit. As you know, in Growtopia, everybody gets scammed at some point. It just happens. Back then it was also a lot easier to get scammed because a lot of systems had some flaws. Like, for example, if you traded a world, you could still have admins in it and they could just take items that floated around. But luckily he didn't quit, although he lost a very expensive item. In the same year, he instead started his first YouTube channel called Koi's iDevice Reviews, and you can tell from the name that he is an Apple fanboy. After a few videos, which were mainly Dare videos and some other Growtopia content, he made a new channel called WickEr10 because he said the name would fit better. And on his new channel he really started taking off. He became famous for his quality content and exclusive videos. He did a lot of pranks with moderators, dares, interviews and giveaways. Which, by the way, weren't any fake giveaways like you see them nowadays. They were actual giveaways in-game and cool ideas, like for example him dressing up as Santa and gifting items to people. His dedication to quality content also inspired him to do a diss track on Ben Barrage, another content creator who was famous back in the day and even does videos to this day. His diss track on Ben Barrage resulted in Ben putting out multiple angry SBs as well as blocking WickEr from his Instagram channel, which resulted in them pretty much hating each other. But as the rivalry went on and on, people also criticized WickEr for not being interested in the game anymore or doing great content like he used to do. And you could just tell that he was interested in something else and got bored of Growtopia. And in the same year he announced that he would take a break from Growtopia because he wanted to focus on real life stuff and he would eventually come back, he said. But as we know now, that didn't happen. What we got instead was him vanishing into thin air and leaving behind his community that he built over the last 5 years without a word. He sold his YouTube account with more than 380,000 subscribers to his friend who started posting shoe reviews, as if somebody would care about that, which is also why the guy stopped uploading videos. But what about his in-game account? The account that he got legendary wings on, as well as owning multiple ATMS worlds and a ton of expensive items. Well, he made a new account where he transferred over the OG worlds he owned, but he couldn't do that with his main world because all the time people would go there and just trade in there, which is why he couldn't just trade the world to his alt account because people would notice and say what's wrong with him. Well, after transferring his valuable worlds to his alt account, he changed the name of his main account to Ben Garbage 10 and sold the account. People quickly caught on to it because the owner of the world, WickEr10, was suddenly called BenGarbage10 and was acting really weird. So the developers checked the account and quickly found out that he actually sold it, and so they banned both of the accounts, the new one as well as the one he sold, as well as nuking the world called WickEr10. But what about the secret world that I told you about in the beginning? Well, another one of his really early worlds was called RENTASPACE, which is basically a hotel world where you could rent locks and build your own room. And when I checked the world, it was actually just locked by a big lock, which I could actually break because the owner was inactive. And when I further checked the world, I found a lot of locks from the player called BenGarbage10, which is actually WickEr's old account that he sold. I broke all of them, but I found one more lock, which is also locked by WickEr's old account, and somebody with access recently played the game, so you can't destroy it. If you want to check it out by yourself, you can go to a world called RENTASPACE. I made it so that you could go there with a door and punch it yourself, so check it out. But there is one more question to answer. What is WickEr doing nowadays? You might not believe it, but WickEr has actually become a TikTok star with more than 9 million followers. He mostly does dare videos like he did for Growtopia, he just does them for real life, as well as videos with other stars, like for example Logan Paul, Jason Derulo and James Charles. You could say that it was worth quitting Growtopia for that, but still his behavior and just leaving his community behind without a goodbye is just unacceptable and nobody should ever do that. Nevertheless, WickEr inspired a lot of Growtopians and content creators like myself. He was a great part of the community and had great ideas. Like for example his Christmas gifting video where he dressed up as Santa and gave items to random people. And I decided that in honor of WickEr10 I'm gonna make a video like that too soon. Although it's gonna be a bit different, so it's not just a copy and has its own spin on it, you know. But that's it for this video. If you don't want to miss my next video, such as the one I just told you about, and more Growtopia history videos, you should definitely subscribe. As I told you in my previous video where I found more than 10 different hidden developer worlds, only 5% of my viewers are actually subscribed to me. So just subscribe, because you're gonna watch my next video anyways, and you're gonna be there first when you get the notification. But yeah, that's it. Thanks everybody for watching, and peace out.